This video is sponsored by Metacast Group. Metacast Group connects companies with creators in the NFT industry through a network of industry-specific platforms that have passionate audiences of NFT and metaverse enthusiasts. Hear or see your ads on platforms just like this to amplify your reach, connect with your target audience, promote your project, and convert views into action. Take the first step towards broadcasting your message across the metaverse by contacting www.metacastgroup.com. Thanks for the sponsorship. Hello and welcome to Blockchain Gaming World Daily with me, John Jordan. So the news we're looking at today is around Upland. So Upland is the mobile Monopoly type game based on real world locations running on the EOS blockchain and I say available through the App Store and the Google Play Store. So we've got this earning milestone. So they're saying it's actually gone a little bit early. So they're saying it's almost gone through $1 million of revenue, and this is its property to USD earnings. So this is basically people selling property in the game and then cashing that out to dollars. So always when you hit sort of a milestone, this is obviously what companies sort of highlight. And as part of this, we can see they're also sort of finessing the property to USD process. So let's go to that in a bit more detail. So what's interesting is Upland, as I say, runs on the EOS blockchain, and it has its own cryptocurrency called UPX. But in order to go through app stores, obviously Apple and Google want to take their 30% on any payment system. So UPX, while it is a cryptocurrency running on the EOS blockchain, it is a sort of a closed system in the sense that you can own UPX in your wallet on the game, but you can't extract it to, say, an EOS wallet running on the EOS, just running external to the game. So it's sort of like a locked cryptocurrency, and you can't cash that out. So they've sort of come up with this kind of other system, which is called this property to USD, and that actually uses a company that's actually came out of Second Life. So Second Life, the big kind of one of the first kind of attempts at a metaverse, and it has a way of sort of cashing out value from the game using fiat currency. Obviously, Second Life doesn't use cryptocurrency, and the reason that Upland has done this is because it's a US-based company based in San Francisco, and it wanted to be, I guess, fairly conservative in terms of US money laundering and money transfer and crypto and all this sort of stuff. So it hasn't gone for an open economy. And the other issue it has is dealing with app stores. So there are blockchain games in app stores, but they tend to sort of have workarounds of how you actually get payment kind of systems, in there. And even like, for Axie Infinity, which most people who are playing that are playing it on mobile, that's not available through app stores. That's available mainly as an APK, as a side-loaded file for Android devices. So it's kind of interesting how different games will take different approaches. And I guess as we see kind of the range of blockchain games out there, Upland is sort of taking, I guess, the most conservative sort of approach, in the sense that it has cryptocurrency, but you can't cash it out, and it has to have then this sort of fallback option where you have a way of cashing out fiat currency sort of directly. If you want to, actually, you don't have to cash stuff out to USD. You can cash it back into the UPX cryptocurrency in the game, which you use to buy other currencies, so other buildings and things in the game. So you can just sort of continue to kind of keep your money in the game. But obviously, at some point, most people want to sort of cash out to some degree. Obviously, the problem with using a sort of a fiat cash out system is you still have to go through the KYC, so you don't gain any benefits. So you still have to go through anti-money laundering. You still have to do what you would do on a crypto exchange, put up your passport and prove who you are. And also, it's much less flexible because you're using kind of fiat kind of payment methods. So I've not personally done it myself, but obviously there's issues about sort of payment fees, which you don't really have in crypto. I mean, you might have gas fees, I suppose, but you don't really have that sort of thing. And you have how long it takes to cash out, and maybe minimum requirements. There's only a certain amount you can cash out. So if we say here, actually, it's interesting that at the moment the maximum threshold that they have in the game is $10,000. So obviously that's a sort of, in a sense, an artificial restriction that the sort of the fiat gateway for paying out has. It doesn't technically, don't have to do that, but they do that for anti-money laundering things. They don't want people suddenly extracting $1 million. They want to know what's going on. So I'm not saying that these things are better or worse. I think it's for every game to sort of choose their balance of how they want to do it. And I think certainly for Upland, which has used app stores fairly successfully, so it can just market, fairly easy to people. It's a blockchain game, you just get it through the app store, which most other blockchain games sort of can't do because they're more blockchain heavy, which means they can't really go through Apple and Google certification in the same way. So as I say, it's sort of a balance. I guess what is interesting is here. This is a $1 million earning milestone. So this is if we assume it's happened now, because this press release was a few days ago. If we assume now that the players of Upland over the last year and a half have extracted $1 million of value, I mean that's pretty impressive. Games. There's not many games where you can do that. Sort of Roblox, I suppose, is the sort of famous one where you can people can build things in the game and make money out of it. There's not many games that do that, so that's a sort of a key win. But equally, if we compare it to something like Axie Infinity, which everything's compared to at the moment, that's just done $1 billion of trading value of its NFTs. So there's a very different sort of what I would call velocity. So Upland, people have extracted $1 million, and obviously that's really good. Some people have made probably making a living in there. But in Axie Infinity, just because it's using an open blockchain sort of infrastructure, it's not going through any fiat sort of gateway systems. There's no sort of limitations on it other than the sort of technical limitations of the blockchain and the sort of the how you sort of cash out cryptocurrency through something like Coinbase or Kraken or Binance. Obviously legal restrictions around that, but it's just a different sort of velocity. And I think this will be interesting over time to see how developers want to do this. Particularly ones in the US where it looks like kind of more tight restrictions are coming in. And even in China, very tight restrictions sort of have been there for a while. So it's interesting how developers will sort of deal with this. You can sort of have a successful game playing sort of more by the rules, but you can have much more successful by sort of not playing by the rules and almost with Axie now. If I don't quite know, I'm sort of sure someone could come in and try and legislate them, but they've got so much sort of money they could hire lawyers and sort of sort that thing out. So it is a different sort of balance. It depends on sort of the risk reward, how the people in the team want to run these things. And obviously Axie is based in Vietnam and Upland is based in San Francisco. So it's quite different sort of imagine sort of legal restrictions about sort of what you should be doing in those different locations. So anyway, I thought it was sort of interesting. So Upland, it's well worth checking out actually. As I say, it's sort of just download it from app stores and play around with it. I do think there are sort of issues in terms of how you build an economy using when you're not using open blockchain. I think there are many advantages of using open blockchain, but there are these legal restrictions around it. So it's a sort of you have to kind of design your game for the type of business environment in which you want to operate. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is Blockchain Gaming World Daily, where we take a daily look into what's going on in blockchain, and there's plenty. So please subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and see you again soon.